Hi, everybody. Good evening and happy Valentine's Day. Hope everybody's doing great and having a great day. Oh,
Yeah.
what you got? Ooh, it's a Reiki
Oh,
one, isn't it? It's a
yeah.
Reiki.
It is a pink. This is a pink opal, but this is not that. This is from South America.
Oh,
It's really cool looking. It's cold. I got
I
it
got this,
yellow.
yeah, and mine is not it's not a rose quartz. It's something else. Maybe it's a pink opal. I never thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
I like
might be.
the yellow one too. The
Yeah,
yellow
this
one.
is the
Yeah.
yellow fluorite,
Hmm.
and I got a blue. Oh, now my brain just it'll come to me.
Oh, it's shiny. It's oh, what is
What's it?
it? Starlight or star? Like
Dang it! I'm sorry. My brain
that's all
just
right.
went, "Ah." And then I have a citrine, little
I got a
heart.
dragon, Val. I got a little dragon.
Oh, dragons. You know how
He's a
much I
little
love the
opalite.
dragon. Oh,
Yeah.
he's adorable.
Isn't
I
he
love
cute?
the dragons.
Yeah.
Love the dragons.
Yeah. So I'm so happy to be here with Valerie. We haven't been on for a while, and Val went through some worry about her mom, who was in the hospital. I think she's back home now, and is she
Yeah,
having rehab? Is that what's
yeah.
going on?
Doing
Yeah. Okay.
rehab. She had
Okay.
a mild stroke, but she's doing a lot better. She's speaking very well. It's the walking and the
Okay.
using your her right hand and
Sure.
stuff.
Sure. But she's in Arizona where it's at least warm enough for her to be able to
Yeah,
go outside and,
yeah.
not in the cold. Hi, Diana. I just got your message about your nephew, Brendan,
Oh,
and, sorry that he is needing prayers, everybody. He's only 21, and he's got some pneumonia that's actually, gone into a couple other problems. So if you could throw some prayers along Brendan's way for Diana, that would be wonderful as well. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's for it's well, it is Valentine's Day, right? And it's I call it titled it Love Day.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Love Day with Heart and Soul Connected. And Alice and I always well, we got together last year on Valentine's Day too, and we were with the other Val Klingenbach,
Oh,
Dragon.
that's right. Yes, we were. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was good. But I always talk. Well, I was saying to Allie, let's talk about self love and acceptance because we are all going through very challenging times, and it's
True that.
easy to get thrown out of our center. It's easy to get taken out of, and being because that's what that constant news is doing to us. You watch it and you just never can
Yeah.
go back
Yep.
into your heart. You can't
It's
get
hard.
yourself leveled out, right? It's so
Right.
important. Self
Mhm.
love is everything. It's
That's for sure.
and how do you do that? How do you love and accept yourself? Well, living in the moment. If we're living in the past, we're have depression. If we're living in the future, we have anxiety. And I think a lot of us are seeing, we're kind of on this seesaw where you're in the past and the future, in the past and the future. You just come in and just put your hand on your heart and, you know, say, I love you. When's the
Mhm.
last time? In fact, maybe we should all do that. Take a deep breath,
Mhm.
put your hand on your heart and say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Love
And,
you.
and, 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 we are the ones who determine our safety and security. We're the ones who
Mhm.
determine our anchored into Mother Earth. I mean, we're all light workers here, and thank you all for being here. Is like this community really. I mean, we've been through it. I think about
Mhm.
came here during COVID. We've watched a lot of stuff going on since then, or before then, and we know that it's not an easy road that we're on. This is ascension, how whatever you want to call it. We're evolving, we're going up the spiral, and we do that by raising our frequency. Our vibration is everything. And if we're letting our vibration go over here, go over there, just keep sinking, how do we raise our frequency,
Yeah.
Um, going into your heart and being, I mean, of course, we got to be honest with ourselves. I'm not going to say blow smoke up your behind.
Yeah.
It's not
We're
easy.
positive, but we're not overly zealots about being positive.
Right. Because I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's 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 hard. This is moment to moment,
Yeah.
and we're only alive truly in the moment. So we
Correct.
get to choose our moments. Our
Mhm.
moments are, I mean, that is our choice. Life is our choice. We make it based on our choices and our perception, our beliefs, and and are we letting someone steal that from us, take that away from us?
Mhm.
It's not easy to be in your truth all the time, to be kind and loving and
That's very true. And I guess the word I was looking for was toxic positivity. There's a
yeah,
little bit of that, like everything's gonna be okay. Isn't quite the way we want to go, but we
no,
do want to say that we can change our thoughts. We can,
yes.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And Starlight Tarot, it is a whole new world. We are
Mhm.
in brand new energy.
Yeah.
We're in, we are, uh, we've been recreating ourselves, and that's just going to play out for the next year or so. We
Mhm.
haven't been here before. So it is up to us to fill in the details. Who do you want to be? What are the attributes you want to shine? Because that's what we're doing. We're light workers, love workers, energy workers, and we shine. We send love even in our worst moments. Now, there are times where I just go under the covers, and a lot of times I don't think I'm going to come back out, but I do. I work through it, and I
Yeah.
come out the other end. And despite all of everything out there, I know that we have a huge community. I know that more people are waking up as we
Mhm.
go further into the year. We are under these really intense Piscean energies, Piscean North Node and Neptune. Let's just use those two, which is showing us our way forward. Now,
Mhm.
and Pisces North Node is saying to us, use your imagination, dream. What does this new world look like that we're all creating? And we're the ones creating it. No one's coming in, gonna say, oh, here you go. We're the ones who are creating it. And this is kind of what we're seeing the external, the news doing, right? Because they're using that Piscean energy against us. They are an illusion, delusion. They're confusing us, right? They're
Uh-huh.
they're they're just taking us out of our center as often as they can. So if you can look at it as a neutral observer and step back and really take a pause, take a breath and say, you know what, they're playing the whole world. They're not, he can write, and I'm just going to bring him up once, as many executive orders as he wants to. He needs the Congress. He needs to go through certain channels. It just doesn't, he doesn't have a magic pen that's going to make all these things just happen. Is he going to get some of those things in? Yes. But Diana, oil painter, and I usually do the full moon, new moons together. And we've been saying this time was going to be bumpy and a little bit more than bumpy. But at the same time, we are the ones creating this new world. We do that by using our imagination and dreaming, talking with each other. What does it look like? So, as the
Mhm.
old world is being flipped upside down, which is shows in the astrology, what does that was coming, but our government does need restructured. We need a life affirming government, not a life negating. And
Mhm.
here looks, we're at that end of an age, so it's very chaotic. We're at the end of the Piscean age. We're at the end of a 26,000-year cycle. These are all things that are, I mean, it's in the astrology. It's in ancient texts that'll say this time is coming. It's a golden age. But we're shutting down 26,000 years of very nefarious activity.
Oh, you bet.
It's not easy to stop, be a neutral observer, go into your heart and say, okay, well, let's recreate something, because we're all just going, well, anything that keeps us safe and secure. And really, when you're in fear like that, it
Mm-hmm.
is. You'll go with the first thing that can bring you safety and security. So in those moments, ask yourself, am I in love or fear? Ask yourself, am I safe? Am I safe right now? Because that's what's important. You're safe right
Mm-hmm.
now. These other things may or may not happen. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm
True.
going on and on.
No, no, fine. Yeah. It is a lot of it's a lot of yucky stuff is what yucky stuff that happened in the last 26,000 years. Yes, there have been times that good things happened. I mean, I won't say there has never been anything good in the last
Right.
26,000 years,
I
but
mean,
we've had an awful lot of man against man, man
yeah,
turning on man, and I don't know about you, but I tire of the fact that people have to kill other people in order to get ahead, or find a way to do something that harms somebody instead of bringing them to their side. So,
right.
but there's a lot of us who are very compassionate, very loving people, and we can offset this, I believe.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
just by stopping in that moment, think
Yeah.
of and that 26,000-year
Mhm.
cycle. Let me go there first. It was always those in power pitting us against each other. So when I say that 26,000-year cycle, yes, has humanity evolved? Of course. But I mean, it's such a slow, painful thing. It's like we could be so much further ahead if we
We could.
weren't
Yeah.
being pitted against each other, all for money, all for profit. I'm not saying money is not important, but I mean, look where it's at. We got about what, 20 ultra billionaires up there that own everything. They own
Well, yeah,
everything,
and they want to cut all the budget and they want to increase the debt by $4 trillion. What for? What are they going to do with it?
right?
That's the key. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, well, that's cool. I've never heard of this before. Today is International Quirky Alone Day.
I love
Appreciate
it.
the joy of being alone without feeling lonely and recognize the value of self-empowerment and independence. And that's so important on Valentine's Day. You don't need somebody else to love you. You can love yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. How
And and
wonderful.
and
Yeah.
being alone and being good with being alone and enjoying
Mhm.
your own company
Yep.
is part of self-love. I mean, that is,
Oh, yeah.
um, and I wanted to say this earlier. If we all could just stop for a minute and think of the person that you love the most. And I'm not saying in love, it could be a child, or it could even be a pet, right? Think of
Mhm.
that person and feel your heart. Feel how your heart lights up when you think of that person.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it kind of makes your heart smile. That's the energy we want to drop into, especially when we're getting run over and it just feels hopeless. um
Mhm. Yeah.
there is a lot of love here. There's a lot. We love each other, we love our families, like I said, we love our pets, we love Mother Earth. There's so much to there's there's so much to build upon. And
Yeah.
if the news and all that, I mean, they don't even tell us the news anymore, but they if you can look back 30 years, it has never been about let's grow a nicer world. They never had the nice news on. They never had anything positive. It was always gloom
Yeah.
and doom and war and hate. And it's
Yeah.
just we came here to change that once we got into this energy. Now, again, it's not going to happen overnight, but we're the
Mhm.
ones who are dreaming it into being. And
Mhm.
you guys watch the Dreaming Women. That's really cool. You know, there's
Uh-huh.
so many cool channels that are,
Mhm.
you know, meditations. There's things that we can do, and it really is an individual. It's an individual thing. We're awakening, yes, together, and we're remembering who we are. We're walking each other home, but first starts with you, and that starts with self love and acceptance. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
there's a lot that they want. The outside world. Oh, you can't accept yourself. You are this horrible. You know, we all have had moments that where we weren't our best, right? And
Mhm.
it isn't about going back and sitting in that crap. It's about, okay, I did that. I'm just gonna love myself. I'm gonna love myself some more, and I'm gonna accept it and move on. I know I've evolved since that, right?
Right.
And,
Right.
and that's not an easy thing to do either. And I know all these things I'm talking about are not easy, but I feel this is a higher consciousness community, and most of you already do love and accept yourselves. And
Yeah. Yep.
um, it's just a reminder. You know, we need to remind each other. There's moments where I don't think I'm going to come back, you know. Um,
That you know what, let's talk about that for a minute because um I've had a couple of since the 6th of November.
mhm,
I've had, and I know you've had the same sort of up and down since then,
mhm,
but there have been times when I'm thinking, I just don't know if I should do this anymore because I want to be uplifting. I want to have a high vibration. I don't want to pull anybody
mhm,
down into my low level feeling.
right,
And yet, I think it's important to say that everybody goes through that.
yeah,
Everybody has this experience, and that running from that is you're losing out. Not only I would lose out, but other people would lose out if they did that. So it's so important for us to join hands and say, okay, I'll have your back, you have mine.
yeah.
So yeah.
And I mean that's a beautiful thing, and this
Uh-huh.
community is so big on YouTube where we so many people have channels, and we there's always a moment where I could go on and I can uplift myself if I'm
True.
feeling so
That's true.
down and out, you know. And
Yeah.
um, let's go back to that acceptance thing too, because I know for a long time I couldn't accept myself as, you know, my past, let's say. And I had a really good astrology teacher, and he put it in words like, give yourself a pardon, give yourself the grace, you know, the grace and the ease. None of us came here perfect. None of us are going to leave here perfect, you
Hmm.
know, and
Hmm.
that's okay. I can still love myself, and I can still send out love
Right.
to all of you, to the world. And I do it all day long. And that's probably one of the quickest things that gets me out of that
Sure.
when I fall, is
Yeah.
just sending love out to all different, you know, I send dragons, I do all kinds of stuff. And just,
Uh-huh.
but it keeps me focused in on what the mission is. The mission
Hmm.
is to raise the frequency, you know,
Yeah.
and to do the best I can in every moment, you know.
Absolutely. And how you raise your frequency is done differently for everybody. You
From
know,
moment to
some
moment, yeah.
yeah, it's very individual. I mean, there might be
Mhm.
some aspects that are very universal, but there are some things that we can do that uh I love to handwrite letters. I used to write letters to people all the
Aw,
time. And there's nothing more beautiful than the gift of a letter to somebody. So if you have the
mm,
wherewithal and you can do that, that's just another small way to uplift yourself and them as well. So
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
kind of gotten away from us because we're in this technology age, right?
Yeah.
Everything's lightning fast, and everything's going and going. And the astrology, I mean, Diana and I will tell you that before 2019, you would get some aspects there maybe every couple months. This is almost every day. So
Yeah,
it's not just spirit, our spirit guides, our spirit teams, the angels, the dragons, the planets are ascended beings too.
right.
They're helping us raise in frequency.
Absolutely. And
Oh,
Lori, this is interesting share, and I'm sorry. She's having a low level day, and we do have them. Your daughter is ill, and she fell today. Oh, honey,
mhm,
I much love to her. Sending out many, many blessings that she's okay. Um, this is sad. I was feeling sad for my son today, who is going through some relationship issues. So I mean, falling is a little bit different. I'm sorry that
mhm,
she's so ill, and I want you to know that we are sending up pink bubbles of prayer
mhm.
to find their way to her.
Yeah.
So,
And then pink. I love the pink clouds. I love the pink clouds of unconditional love. I send those all throughout
uh-huh.
the world too. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just using our imagination. It doesn't, and it gives your mind something to occupy itself with.
True
But
that.
when somebody's really hurt and it's somebody you love, you know,
Yeah.
that's where that nurturing comes in and do the best we can in those
We,
moments. Hi,
yep.
Kim B.
Yeah. So Kim says, as humans, we have some of the lowest vibrations, but also some of the highest. We
Yeah.
are a planet that's important to the Galactic Federation. It's
Yeah.
very true. As a matter of fact, those of you who know my friend Pam Drennan, who comes on and does the calibrations and uh, clearings, she and I
Mhm.
are talking about getting a class together where she can teach you how to do it yourself. And so we're looking at something like that. It's a fantastic way of learning something. And plus, we will talk about the vibrations that come in feelings. Unconditional love, for instance, is a 500, and
Oh.
enlightenment is a 600. So, there's a
Mhm.
lot of things going on, and
Mhm.
we do fluctuate like everything
Mhm.
fluctuates, but
Mhm.
that's wonderful.
But
Yeah.
but if you can see, let's just look back to 2020 now. Um, we have grown. Our community has grown so much. I mean, there's so many channels. There's so many people talking about psychics and tarot readers and mediums and how to raise your vibration, right? This is what that Neptune energy, that Pisces Neptune in Pisces, sorry, Neptune North Node that just happened. But we're going to have this whole month coming up soon, all full of
Mhm.
Pisces energy. That Pisces energy is going to be at 29, the Neptune. And the North Node just moved off. Let me just say it real quick. It's 29 degrees Pisces is the last degree of the zodiac. Neptune is then going to go to Aries on March 30th to 0 degrees Aries, the very first degree of the zodiac. These planets, Neptune, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury, are going to go over those 29 0 for like the next few months. Saturn and Neptune later in the fall, but still, that's telling me, because Neptune, I'm bringing him up because that is spirit in the chart. That is the highest vibration you can be. Now, it's also the opposite, right? The stuff we're seeing, the
Uh-huh.
delusion, illusion, and all that. But the as Neptune has been in Pisces since 2012, and if you can think about that, many of us started to really awaken during then, right?
Mhm.
But you
Mhm.
can see the huge gap between those who are not connected to their heart, let me put it that way, and those who are. Those of us who are connected to our heart, our psychic abilities, our skills and abilities, our mediumship, our reading abilities, our astrology abilities, all these things started to open up. Healing abilities, big time healing. But at the opposite end, you got people who would rather take your rights away than send love. They don't. They think we're idiots for that. But that's what we've been going through. So that 29 0 degree thing is going to play out for most of the year. 2025 is not an easy year. It does get a little smoother in 2026, but that's got a whole nother energy, as this energy unfolds, depends, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
uh, that is going to, it's kind of like vibes down on the earth, that frequency where it cracks people open. It cracks them open to connect to their heart, to know, to say, oh my goodness, something's really going on here, or something's different with me, like we all did when we woke up.
Yep.
That is a huge part of this year, because a lot of people are really going to awaken. There's going to be some that don't. That's okay. They're on their journey,
We'd
and they're
like some of those people to wake up that have been sleeping for the last 10 years.
to 26,000 years, maybe. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, come on now. But a lot of souls, right? A lot of people are going we all hear that the earth is splitting, right? You got
Yeah.
the lower 3D. And when I say it like that, I'm just doing it as a separation, and then 5D or higher, right?
Right.
Each soul is on its perfect journey, on its perfect path. You're on your journey.
Right.
We all are. And we're just on different parts of the path.
That's
I
true.
don't want to live on that lower vibration anymore, like a lot of you, right? So
Yeah.
um, that's why we're here. That we're here to anchor in that love vibration and help raise the vibrational mother.
Right. Right. We've lived in that lower dimension long enough. It's time
Yeah.
for an elevation. So, Anya, I love this that you found a Mother's Day card from your mom in 1994. She'd begun her journey into Alzheimer's. That are always beautiful gems when you find them.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my mother passed on I think it was Easter of the year she died, and she always bought her cards early, always.
My
And
mom
she
does.
bought me a Mother's Day card, which would have been 2 weeks later, and she had it all filled out. And my father gave it to me, and she had
Mm,
passed, and it was the best Mother's Day card I could have ever gotten, because it was sort of sent from heaven in a lot of ways.
sure.
It was fabulous.
Absolutely.
I love hearing those stories. Thank you
I
for
do
sharing.
too.
When I start complaining, I have to remind myself this is what, yeah, we all did, Kim. We all signed up for this, and
Yeah.
some days we kick ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world was I thinking?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and remember this too. You're not alone. We come in with a spirit team. We have a higher self. We have angels and guides and dragons and whatever resonates with you. Trees have been
Mhm.
coming up big time a lot. But uh, the thing is, when we were all born here, we were disconnected, right? Most people here have been disconnected 26,000 years because they wanted us to believe in organized religion. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but you had
Mhm.
to find a middleman to talk to God. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, there's
Yeah.
a lot that we are, and we've all been figuring it out, right? The last 20, 30, 40 years, but a lot of
Mhm.
people haven't. And, that is challenging for us, those of us who have, it's
Right.
just,
Right.
but you
I
have a
think that
team.
some of us who have had past lives in situations where we might have been, let's say, white witches, or strong people, and have been persecuted.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That, some of this fear can come back. We don't even know where it's coming from. And then when we go and read our Akashic records, we can tell, oh, that's where
Mhm,
that came from.
mhm.
And yeah, there's a
Yeah,
fear that we put ourselves out there again to be persecuted again. So it's something we have
yeah.
to keep.
Allie and I were talking about that in the back. I mean, it's every time I get that low and I drop down, and I'm like, I know this feeling all too well, and I know it has to do with past lives where I
Mhm.
was silenced. I was,
Right.
or my family was silenced. So I mean, you think about how much courage it takes to stand up right now, and to be your authentic self. And that is another part of loving yourself, being
Mhm.
compassionate to yourself for being different, for being a little outside of the box. I know a lot of families have shut off a lot of family members because of that. So it's on a soul level. There's a reason, but I honestly, I really, I don't know. I can see in charts. I'm a psychic intuitive astrologer, but that doesn't give me, all the answers by no means.
But there's something too, Valerie, about setting boundaries in order to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
And while we may think the other people aren't trying to protect themselves, maybe that's their way of, protecting themselves from the truth. Maybe. I don't know. Not that we hold a candle to all the truth. It's just that there are some people that cannot see beyond the illusion. There's a lot of Wizard of Oz thinking here. That the man at the controls is the one who controls everything, but he's just the man behind the curtain. That's all he is. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind because as a child, I could see that the man was behind the curtain before I ever watched The Wizard of Oz. And
yes.
They're lying or something. I would get in so much trouble for calling people out for not being honest. And I was a kid.
Wow.
And I didn't know. So I learned how to shut up real quick, which I think a lot of us had to go through stuff like that,
True.
And I'm not doing it now, but so there are boundaries. I have very strict boundaries now, probably more strict since COVID than prior to that, because it really got weird. There was such division during COVID too. It's just, I don't know. And it's part of self-love.
It definitely is.
Boundaries are so important.
Yeah.
And being happy with where you are right now. It's not like, oh, I'm ecstatic all the time. Being content. I'm grateful. I have a roof over my head. I have indoor plumbing is a big thing with me. I don't know why. I don't know.
It's
water
more
coming in.
yeah.
I mean, it's just like I always say thank you for that every day. Just food in the house, air. I mean, it's just the simple things. But think of that person that you love and just makes your heart smile. Just that's what I've been doing. Just dropping into that when I'm starting to feel really defeated. And speaking of defeated, I want to say that about the little clip the other day of the Oval Office with the little child in there. Those two adults in there looked extremely defeated to me. I just saw it for a second, and it just...
I only saw 2 children and 1 teenager. Yeah. It's funny that you say that because today apparently they were on, the 2 of them, and without X, he wasn't there. And they're saying, oh, we know you guys are trying to split us up, but you can't do it. We know what you're doing. And I'm thinking, okay.
I didn't see that one. No. Oh my God.
And I didn't watch it. I just saw that blurb, that you can't split us up or something. So I thought that was funny. Yeah.
I agree, Lauren Huntiger. I think it was with...
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Previous lives. Absolutely. I mean, imagine how hard it was to find water. I mean, and look, we've only really been in a modernized civilization for like maybe 150, 200 years, if that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
But we're ascending, and it goes fast at the end, right? It's like you spiral up really quick. But there is chaos, and we're in the chaos period. But I don't think the chaos is going to deter our mission. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, it's very interesting because the only person that voted against the man who wants to get rid of ADHD and mental health medicine used to be the head of the Senate. And the only reason he voted the way he did was because he knows he's not coming back. And when I can see the reason why these, even though I don't agree with it, I can see the reason why these news companies don't say things or provide information about things, because if you do, then you are completely excommunicated from any possibility of any kind of story. That happened with the Associated Press today. The Associated Press decided to say that we have a Gulf of Mexico, which according to me and many others, that's the truth. But he didn't say Gulf of America, so now the Associated Press cannot come in to report on anything that happens in this administration. So, where's the truth and where's the lie? I mean, we all know where it is, but it's like people have embraced all the lies now. Everyone. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they're throwing so much out there that, and we all have our thing that is going to affect us if they actually go through it. I was noticing that Canada wasn't in the EU before. I didn't know that. That's pretty
No,
cool.
they weren't. No, as far as I'm wondering, are they going to start using the EU, the euros, or are they going to just stay with the loonie and the toonie? I don't know. Not sure.
Well, there is big change, is a big upheaval, and change at first is never, comfortable, and I think that's the problem. Many of us are very comfortable, even though, I mean, how many times have you heard people throughout your life say, "Oh, the government sucks, all this red tape, all this and that." And we just kept thinking we're going to elect the right group of people and they're magically going to make this combination lock work. And they never do, So I see how, I see it through astrology. I don't want to say, I don't care, because I do care. I want everything to be run for the people, by the people, to be the best possible solution for any problems the people have, but we didn't. The corporations and the politicians decided to put profits over people. And then we made corporations people. I mean, you're just like, really? What the F? What are we talking about here?
Right.
Doesn't make any sense. So here we are. And the people are going to have to stand up and say, this isn't working. This is not working. And I believe we're going to get pushed to a certain point. There's another 50 state, 50 capital protest going on the 17th, where it's we the people, not the billionaires. I mean, that's getting, the message is becoming more narrowed down,
Yeah.
It's so important that, I mean, because truly, if you look at it, there's whatever amount of billionaires there are bought the world. Elon Musk bought America for $277 million. That's pretty damn cheap,
Yeah.
That we can't allow that.
Absolutely not.
So again, we all have that pet project, that thing that we, will stand up and call Congress or call the White House and call, and whether it's Medicaid or it's SNAP or it's whatever, education. Now, the funny thing is, all these cuts come out. The 3/4 of the budget is the military budget. Haven't seen any cuts there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, though. I wouldn't be surprised because he's going to the Pentagon next. Yeah, he's going to. And why did he have 10 hackers and not 10 accountants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's all going to play out in front of us, right? And we are going to be very angry a lot of times. I mean, I know if I just look at the headlines, I get real angry. I gotta step back and I gotta go.
I've been not only writing to the federal people, but I've been writing to the my governor and my attorney general here in Washington State, and I'm making sure that he's going to go along with what the other attorney generals in the blue states, I guess, that they're working on at this point. And while I was on a show the other night and I got done, Keith said, "Oh, I just got off the phone with Congresswoman Kim Schreiner. She called me. She was having a what do you call it? Town hall. 1,500 people were there, and he was just listening to her talk. And she came on with the attorney general, and he said, "Yep, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this," you know. And so there's a lot of pushback from the Democratic states at the very least. So,
and there's a lot of ways to get involved, even if you just call. And the lines, every time I call Congress or anywhere, it's the lines are jammed. I have to call back, you know. And they're being
jam them and jam them and jam them. It's going to be our new jam.
It's our new. I mean, that's and I don't know. I feel, you know, the thing that gives me the most hope is too many people are used to their freedom. Too many people are used to their individual rights. Yeah. That's all true, right? Even though we've been systematically being shut down over the last 30 years. But that Pluto went into Aquarius fully. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was 248 years ago. We had the French Revolution, the American Revolution.
Yep.
These are times of significant change where I'm not saying it's a revolution, but we're going to definitely upgrade the Constitution, which it is a living document. It should have been added to as we evolved and more different technologies came in. You know, I mean, there's just so much that was left unattended to that opened the door to this happening. The cracks were there, and they just kicked them open. You know.
And this I love. Whoops. Maureen says we should have a good old-fashioned. Here's the problem with that, though, Maureen. I agree with you 100%. But if he declares martial law because he feels like it's not peaceful, and it wouldn't even mean that it wasn't peaceful, then people are going to get mowed down. So we got to be very careful with that as well. We really do. Because he's got any reason to, if he had any reason to do anything, he'll do it. So, yeah, it's just got to be.
Okay, so that's kind of, okay, now that, and I see your point, but that's, you know, myself, no, I'm sure not everybody's going to feel like me. I will go out there and die for our freedom. I will.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's your choice, and everybody should have that ability and that choice. I do like, what is it? We had the 150, 50, and we're having another one. And we're supposed to start boycotting Monday through the 28th, where you don't buy anything you don't absolutely need, or if you need it, buy from local. That's one of the things you can do. So
my thing is pretty severe. I saw this like before COVID. I saw us being in a lockdown, and at the same time, I would say things I didn't understand what I was seeing though. I would say things like this: if everyone just got to sit at home and stopped working and stopped participating, all of this would change. I'm telling you, maybe 5 days. Maybe they would be begging us, "What do you want?" And I thought there was going to be a financial crisis, something like that, and it turns out it's COVID, right? So, but it wasn't. It was kind of what I saw, but I think the only way to stop them is by hitting them in their money. Yeah, you can stop buying things for a couple of weeks, but if you stop going to work, if people actually stopped going to school, going to work, participating in any way, shape, or form, I don't even think it would take 5 days, but I'm an extreme thinker on that kind of stuff. And too many, and I get it. You know, I'm comfortable too. We're all very comfortable. And to become uncomfortable because you got to speak up. But this is our freedoms and this is our rights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard
It
thing.
is hard. It is hard.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of kids will
Oh
stand
yeah.
up and protest because kids are like, "Ah, that's not the America I grew up in, right?
Yeah.
Hit them in the money, Garden Genie. Did you want to
Yeah.
do any readings? I was going to use the deck. You got me this deck. It's so cute.
Okay. Yeah, we can do a few.
It's the
Sure.
For the Love of Dragons.
Oh yeah. There you
It's
go.
so
There
cute.
you
And
go.
it's they're just, you pick a card. It's just a little
Yeah.
paragraph in the book, but I think it's important that we remember
Yeah.
how
That's true.
loved you are. We're born of unconditional love and truth. Well, that's what to me truth is, unconditional love. But it's
I
nice.
love this. You went from listening to Smothers Brothers, Satire and Suitcases, and Project Parody. You know what, Debbie? I watched last weekend. I ended up watching all movies from the 50s.
Mhm.
Movies that were with like Clark Gable and
Oh, I love
oh,
yeah.
and Cary Grant, and oh yeah, I love them. Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh,
And that's kind of been going on for a while too, where we're clearing out like old memories, like all these old, like, oh wow, I haven't thought about that time. Like all these things keep popping up, and we're just revisiting a lot of stuff.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Maureen. I'm
So
sorry.
Maureen had to have her teeth taken out up the top.
Oh,
Now she's going to have the bottom taken out, and she said she has to have a thyroid biopsy. So let's see if we can bring her some positive stuff.
oh, blessings to you,
Oh
Maureen.
yes, Sheila. I was thinking about you because she works in a department of the government. Medium Sheila. You're watching to see if they dismantle your agency. Yeah. Well, I did see today that RFK is just going to strip everything, and I bet that they're not going to have people that will verify that food are okay. It's like they just. As a matter of fact, today he was in there dismantling the nuclear regulatory, the nuclear regulatory section.
Who
So,
was? Who? Musk or Trump?
and yeah, Musk, yeah, yeah. So those are the people who regulate how many nuclear missiles we have and all that other stuff. Yeah,
Well,
just
now
interesting.
now they're going to just bring in off-planet ETs now because that's something that they can't mess with, and other countries. See, I just think
Oh, okay.
something, and I think everyone can feel this something
Yeah.
big. Even though lots of big things are happening, I still feel something big, something like the rubber band's going to snap. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm feeling. I don't know
That's
what
right.
that means. I don't know.
Yep.
Um,
I'm glad that you retired, Sheila. Congratulations to you. You're a young retiree, but that doesn't matter. She doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
oh,
Thank
good.
God.
Good for
Good for you,
you.
sweetheart. Yes, thank
Oh,
you for saying that. I had it stuck in my mouth.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, and and this is another thing, right? We're getting these leaks out now. We know first things first. We know they're all liars. We know that the media is parroting whatever they want them to,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yep.
How do we know what we hear is true? And this is something my guide said to me probably during the summer. Do not get triggered over things you hear. If it's not happening right in front of you,
Yeah.
anything can be manipulated. Any video could look real,
Yeah.
and it's
That's very true with AI the way it is. Yeah.
yeah,
So I would say you could probably trust a 4-year-old because they usually repeat what they hear.
yes. A
So
4-year-old I do trust. I do trust him. All right, so Maureen, how do you say it?
D'Amico, yeah. Uh-huh.
D'Amico, there it is. I
Yeah.
got spiritual development for you. The events of your life, past, present, and future, are coming together right now in ways that you can recognize. And as you release your grasp on time and space in your spiritual development, you will be able to see the connections even more easily. Enjoy this new perspective and allow it to bring you a new level of peace. And that's like everything, right? Peace. Focus your attention and intention on the intimate and subtle relationships among all things. As you look at life's unfoldings from this space of heightened awareness, allow your knowing to deepen your compassion for others. And that I'm hearing for you. Have compassion for you, for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard when you're being triggered. I mean, to be, and then I got the fountain for you. Let's see what that's about. I feel you need some extra love here. There's an adage that says water doesn't wash, it remembers. Water and its propensity for memory has the power to clarify through remembering you, you through remembering you to your original state. Now is the time for deep remembering. Go to the river or ocean, seek out a fountain, drink deeply from the sacred chalice. Water is a dragon's best friend as it keeps the fires of passion in balance. The waters of consciousness are beckoning you today to step out of your circumstances and into your deeper truth. Your situation doesn't define who you are, you do. Damn, that is powerful. Okay, so the waters here, right? And we can look at Pisces as a water sign with all that water pouring down on us and all that ability to dream and imagine, yet illusion and delusion and confusion, right?
Wow. Beautiful.
You are the one who defines you. You are the one. Oh, I'm sending you so much love. I really can feel you. Fear. Remember, fear, we have a choice, fear or love. And I know it's like, oh, that just sounds so easy, but we're the only ones who can make the choice, you know?
Yep, that's true. Nana Heather, we're glad you're here with us tonight. Yeah. So what I get for you, Maureen, is love. Look at the two beautiful birds. This is from the Heart and Soul card. Sylvia Brown. Yeah. And it says here, whether it's between friends, family members, or a man and a woman, love can be complex, but it doesn't have to be. Love is wanting to be together, having mutual respect for each other, and having fun. Love is a beautiful, magical feeling, and it brings us closer to God. And that's for all of you, and especially you, Maureen, and your fears. If you can move your fears, lean into the fear and still know that you will be okay.
You're safe.
You're safe.
It really comes down to safety and security when we're in fear, and I get it. I mean, there's a lot of fear right now.
Yep, there really
is. When you're
is.
with yourself, you know, if you can take that moment, give yourself love.
Absolutely. So Kim has been told that she's going to meet someone she loves. If this is so, can you tell me if we have an intergalactic past life? Ooh-wee. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah.
I'm hearing it, yes, already. But it is
hi, Jane.
It's something that you recognize each other just by your, now everything is frequency and vibration, right? And that's really what we do. We read frequency and vibration. It might have a name, Alice, right? But she is a frequency and a vibration. So it is like, you will know this. You know, when you meet somebody like that, you just know you know them. That's right.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. Let's see if we can find some insights into this. Let's see. Oh, the higher self. Let's see what the higher self is. You are feeling yes? Okay. Oh. There are many doors that lead you to the place you truly belong. Intention and action launch all your dreams. One more. You've had the power all along. Now you just need to believe it. I'm feeling as though you have the answer, and you said you feel positive. And so there you go. It's the same way with the oh, my dog's paw is stuck on her ear. I've got to go fix her. It's you've always had the power, my dear.
Yep. You always had the power all along. I know. We do. We all have the power. I'm getting it is the card I picked was called fledgling, right? It's fledgling, like a young dragon, right? And it says that here, let me read it to you. Don't be afraid of taking a risk. Fledgling dragons will fall and stumble before they fly. The trick is to keep getting back up, dust off your wings, and try again. This is the beginning of a new power, and it often looks awkward to see the fledgling take wing. But grace comes as does skill, dexterity, and joy. Let yourself try and try again. Fall spectacularly, fall gorgeously, then get up and go again. The expanse of the sky is waiting. Now, I'm getting this as two different things. For you, Kim, it's like, you're kind of like, I've done it, and I'm sick of it. But this next time you do it, it's going to be different, right? You're going to get in, meet somebody and feel a little differently. Then for everybody else, I'm getting, we remember more of our skills and abilities, we feel like we're falling, right? We feel like we're being run over. We feel like it's just worthless and useless. But once you go to a certain, you keep going and you take off, take flight. And I think that's for everybody.
Yeah. Yep. That's for sure. Thank you, Kim. All right. We got Angela Hunter. And then I have you, Karen.
Yeah,
and yes, Lauren Hunsinger, there is a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something like that. Yep. All right.
Yeah, getting comfortable with fear, it took me, well, I still have to work through it. But
yeah.
It's a process, like all of life, right?
Yeah. You're right.
Angela Hunter. Confused about my ex. Angela Hunter to be with her ex. I'm getting a no. Is someone new coming?
So, Angela, my first thought that came to me was that because he is your ex or she, I don't know, I'm making an assumption here, but no, you put him. Okay. Being that he is your ex, you have history, you have a past, you know how that person reacts to certain things. And there may be things you can't tolerate, but there may be things you can, and you think you might be able to overlook some of those things that you used to not be able to tolerate. But for the most part, that's not necessarily true. Whenever I've gotten back with someone that I have broken up with, it's never, ever been the same. Yeah. But, this is something you must discern, of course, the father of your kids. Sure. It says, reach for your dream, knowing that it's already coming true. And this is your time to step up and lead from your soul. What you may find may not be what is expected, but it's what you truly need. So I'm thinking only you have the answer to that, and to trust your intuition. Yeah.
Yes, like I was talking earlier about how we're closing down the past and we're creating new. This is definitely like you're creating new, but it's so comfortable going back to what we're used to,
Yeah.
And the dragon I got was the pest. I think
oh
it's
dear.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, and because I mean, there's no judgment against him. He's
right,
gonna
right.
grow and learn
No,
too.
for me either.
Yeah,
It's up to
yeah,
you. I mean, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And your kid's gonna love him. It's their dad. I'm not trying to
Uh-huh.
say I was talking about you being in a relationship with him.
Right.
That is no. It's those stressful details, that unwelcome news, the nagging, anxious thought, all are pests we prefer not to keep us company. But nothing shows up in our experience that isn't on our side. Challenges happen for you, not to you, as they attempt to shape the person your soul wishes you to become. Embrace them as a guest in your life. As Rumi once said, this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And he was, you both were each other's guide, but now
Yeah.
you grew apart and you're going and creating your new, you're recreating yourself in your new world in these new energies. I can't say that enough to people. So
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. That's a beautiful card and message. I like
Yeah,
that card and message. I think that
me too.
very timely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very timely.
Yeah, the guest house. That was cool, wasn't it?
It was
That's what
cool. Yeah. You can come anytime, but remember you get the guest room. Yeah. Oh, a
You're
card for
right.
you, Karen. Okay. And
You're
then
right.
Anya will read for you, honey. And that will probably be our last reading for the night. And
Okay.
oh, good, good, Angela. I'm glad. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all right.
Aw, that's cool, Angela.
And much love to Sherry, who has been dealing with bronchitis for the last few days. And I hope you're
Oh,
feeling better, Sherry. Sorry that you're sick. I hope that you're taking care of yourself. So, Karen Robinson, what you seek is also seeking you. When you rest, you will find it. It will find you. I'm sorry. When you rest, it will find you. I love that. It's like what we're
yeah.
looking for. What we're looking for is looking for us, but we can't make it happen any faster than it will. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Put down, please.
No, and resting is so important. Resting is so important. Take that break. Take those pauses, right?
Yeah.
It's important not to
Mhm.
push ourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
But I know she's an Aries, so she's a little, she's pushing herself a little
Sure. Sure. I get it. I get it.
bit. Okay. Anchor in now. You are present, strong, and worthy, capable of creating the harmonious and beautiful life you desire. Hold still in this wisdom, the knowledge that you are safe and stable, the awareness that Mother Earth is guiding and protecting you every step of the way. Your path to this moment was both guided and intended. Wow, wow, wow. See? Mother Earth, and she is like she's our guide, She is our guide. I have
Mhm.
the let me see what this one means. Okay, I'm going to give Karen to you. The brat. Some days you're just going to wake up with a dragon in your teacup, and your mouth will taste of scales and wings all day. But whether it's you, I'm trying not to laugh. It's funny. But whether it's you or your mini dragon that's feeling bratty, it is your best interest to befriend rather than resist the brat attack. Moods and emotions, just like dragons, are by their nature full of movement. They're not intended to stick around for very long and don't unless we resist them. As the saying goes, what we resist persists. So whether
Mhm.
it's showing up in you or in someone else, let the brat have its moment today.
Ah.
All things must pass, and no brat attack lasts forever. Oh my God. I mean, and that it's true. That's true for all of us, especially what we're all dealing with as a collective. It's like the brats are there right now,
Mhm.
Um,
So I'm
hmm.
going to lighten it up. Do you remember the song, The Wildwood Weed? The wildwood weed grew wild on the farm. And then at all good things must come to an end. It's the same as the wildwood weed. There was a guy and he had smoked wildwood weed, which actually was peyote, and
Wow,
he was naked swinging on a windmill. Isn't that great?
that is so cool. Swinging on a windmill. That would be fun, I think.
Wouldn't
I
it?
don't know.
Yeah,
I
there you
think so.
go. The Celtic seer says we need to awaken the dragon within. March will be a rocky moon.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We got all the tarot. I'm sorry, the astrologers here tonight. Look at this.
Yeah.
There's Michelle, and we have
Come on,
Celtic
Michelle.
seer. Yeah. Oh, did you
Yeah.
like that? Took a little trip, never left the farm, Sherry. Yeah. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
we got this next month of this. Remember that dreamy energy, but try to
Yep.
stay in the dreamy part of it. Don't get
Yep.
sucked into the nightmare. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
can. Yes.
Anya has would I benefit from cranial sacral treatment? I don't know why it wouldn't be worth an effort to see if you like it. It's the same thing with acupuncture. I
Right.
didn't know if it would benefit me or not, and it really helped me. And
Oh,
it was something I was afraid of because I don't like needles, but didn't bother me at all. And so there's something to consider. Maybe tomorrow you can ask the dowsing rods that on you as well.
all right. That let me ask from
Um,
Anya.
Jane, I'm going to answer your question. That will be the last one, though, everybody, tonight, please. There's a song called No, 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 Rego on the Smothers Brothers. Ooh, all right.
I'm getting a yes from my definite. I got a yes just sitting here when I read the
Uh-huh.
question. The pendulum said yes, and I'm trying to see what this card is saying real
Oh,
quick for you. It's another dragon card. It is called the Giver.
uh-huh.
The Giver.
Ooh,
This is the first time using this deck, so bear with me. We are all givers and receivers designed to take part in the grand reciprocity on the wheel of life. And this moment on the wheel has turned toward giving. You are willing to offer. What are you willing to offer in this moment? What can you give away that is an offering from the fullness rather than a sacrifice from your emptiness? Huh. This is an act of conscious giving. So to have filled up your own cup of belonging and empowerment so that in your overflow you have much to offer, be it wisdom, kindness, support, or a material item. Now is the time to give from your cup of plenty. I see. Now I already know you giver. You're a giver. I'm going with the first line. We're givers and receivers. I think you will receive something from the cranial
I
sacral.
think so too. I think so
Mhm.
too. Yep. Oh, I remember that one. Then there was no, 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 I can't no more. What is it?
Oh,
I
I
can't
know.
find the door. No, thank you, please. It only makes me sneeze. Then if I
Oh, yeah, I remember
hard
that
to
one.
find the door. No, you don't remember that one. That's because you're a baby.
No, I do remember it. I do
Oh, you do
remember
remember
it. So it's a baby. I'm just saying it will hope it helps with ADHD, OCD, and neurodivergent issues. Oh my goodness, I
it.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand.
It couldn't hurt Anya. I mean, why
No,
not? You
no,
try it once and see how it goes. And
yeah.
yeah, I would think it would feel really good as well. So, all right. So Jane says she's been practicing tarot cards and pendulum. Is this a good idea? Will I be good at it? I always ask this because I'm doubting myself. We all doubt ourselves, first of all.
Oh,
Number two, I don't read for myself.
mm,
I mean, we may try to do the pendulum maybe, but you are right. I do think we can read something for ourselves with
mm,
less impartiality than we might for somebody else.
Oh,
So,
geez.
you, for instance, if you get the death card,
The tarot and
or you get the tower, let's say on the tarot card, and you go, oh, it just must mean that, I need to fix my ceiling. It might be worse than that. It might be something, or you might think it's going to be worse than that, and it's not that bad. So, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the doubting is, I mean, we're all getting hit with this doubt and
We are.
unworthiness and all of that. I mean, it's brutal,
Yeah. Yeah.
on my pendulum, I got a course. The thing with the tarot and the pendulum, I would suggest connecting it to your heart. Have your spirit team show you a yes and a no. Always call in protection before you use tarot or pendulum. Like I always call in the highest vibration of unconditional love and truth.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things that will help you become even better at it. We all have psychic abilities, skill,
We do.
intuition. We have we could.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of what you practice at. None of us got here just because
Right.
we were born this way. There's a
Right.
lot of classes, and I think you'd be really
Yeah.
good at it.
Trusting intuition and things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sixes gets the Hermit in the Wheel of Fortune. And of
Oh,
course, the Hermit is, I love the Hermit. It's sequestering, it's going down deep and inside. And the Wheel of Fortune is, you spin the dial, see how you go. I like what Michelle says, and I agree 100%. Thank you, Thank you, Edward. You take care and have a great weekend too. I keep a daily journal, and I've done that too, Michelle. I love that idea because then you can go back and see what the trends are. That's very helpful. Yeah. Hi, Rox. It's nice to see you. We're almost buttoning up here tonight, but what I get, the card I basically get for you, Jane, is believe in your ability to remain secure and believe in your inner strength. There are things that happen that I will, for instance, I'll read something and it doesn't make any sense to me for somebody
right.
else. And a person I've read for goes, oh my God, da da da,
Yeah,
and sometimes they don't get it. And maybe that's because it isn't going to happen for a while or it never will.
right,
So
right.
yeah.
Yeah. I got this is a cool little card, and it goes along with what you're talking about. And if you look, it's called the Perceptionist, and you see all these butterflies and this,
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah.
Perceptionist, right? So it's our perception. Let me see if I can get this. There we go.
Oh, it's so cute.
Isn't
Yeah.
that adorable? The little dragon.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It says, no one needs to tell you dragons are real. You know it in your bones. All the literature that claims they're myth and legend are grossly misinformed. We couldn't prove the God particle theory, Higgs boson, in quantum physics until the correct measuring device was invented in Switzerland. And any good scientist worth her petri dish, like any fairy taleist worth his yarn, will tell you that just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. Dragons, neurons, particles, fairies, the miraculous and the marvelous often exist outside of our known measuring devices.
Yeah.
Go beyond your five senses. Use your dragon sense to perceive the possibilities right now. We all have sixth sense. We all have it. And it's just a matter of, and
We
if
do.
you enjoy it, do it even more. Do it as
That's
often
right.
as
It's a good practice for number
yeah,
one to get
yeah,
to know what the cards mean. Yeah,
yeah,
it really is.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think you'll be really good at it. I mean,
I do
it,
too. Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
let's see, I've been working with dragons, with earth, air, fire, water. Yes, they are real. Oh my God, I love the dragons.
A lady I know came from Colombia. She smiled because I did not
Yeah.
understand. Then she held
Fearless
out Mary,
creativity.
ha. Oh, I love old songs. Oh my God. Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. So I got fearless creativity. When you light and stoke your inner fire, you awakened inspired. You and I think I'm gonna stop right there. That is your
Yeah.
fearless creativity. And that is something that is really,
Yep.
I feel it's making you very happy. It's making your heart smile. And that's like anything that's making your heart smile right now, do it more often than not.
Absolutely.
That's what I
Absolutely.
would say.
Be as loony as I am.
Yes, be loony, be crazy, be silly, right? Be silly. The
That's
sillier the
right.
better.
The
I
sillier the
mean,
better. Yeah. Yeah.
that's how we're going to get through this.
That's
Well,
right. Yeah. That's right. Well, thank you for spending part of your Valentine's Day with us. And Val, thank you for being here with me tonight. It was a pleasure. And I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend ahead. And
thank you
Not
so
My
much.
President's Day is on Monday. So,
Yeah, no, and we can protest anywhere you are, even if you're just sitting at home, you can still protest.
oh, I don't know if marijuana is bad for an awakening, but I don't know. I
No,
doubt it, though. I
I'm
doubt.
all for opening gateways, and it happens to open up doors for you that otherwise you're
Yeah.
because we are all part of this society tells us, oh, things are bad or good or whatever.
Yeah.
But marijuana is actually, we have a cannabinoid system in our bodies, and it does heal pain. It heals a lot
Mhm.
of cellular stuff,
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, there's a
All I
lot of
know
good.
is I can't smoke it because the smell of it makes me sick. But if you have those little gummies or whatever, I'll have one of
Yeah,
those. Yeah.
those are good. Yeah.
Those are all right.
I'm all,
Uh-huh.
Mother Earth has blessed us with certain things that
Right.
are, and it does relax a lot of people. Doesn't
Yep.
relax me as much anymore,
Yep.
but
That's right, Rox. It is legal here. Yeah. We do
you
have a very good
mustn't.
state out here. We definitely do. Yeah.
Oh, I
Anyway.
mustn't sound fun.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon. Love you. Bye. Thank you.